Hi, my name is Anna Trowby. This play is called Emily and Enola. It's a short play about two people who used to be best friends, now meeting again for the first time in nearly 10 years. I wrote it to explore sort of the dynamics of a female friendship and how it evolves over a year, the course of several years. And I really hope that you enjoy it. And it was really meaningful for me to write it, and I hope that you enjoy watching it. Please do be aware that this play does contain references to mental health illnesses, and I hope you enjoy the show. Thank you. Hi,
Hi.
long time no see.
Yeah, I know.
Shall I sit or?
Yeah, please do.
Well, we can go somewhere else. It doesn't have to be here. I just suggest it because it's closest to get to.
Fine. We won't be here long anyway.
Sorry I'm late. I got caught up in something back home.
Everything okay?
Yeah, everything's fine. Chris was just faffing about with something. It took us longer than expected to sort out, so.
Chris?
Oh, right, of course. I haven't told you. Yeah, Chris, my boyfriend. Yeah, I guess you'd call him that, although I don't know. I always hate putting labels on these things because, not because we have a fluid relationship, open relationship, anything like that. Or like, I don't want to jinx it because it's like, every time I get with someone and truly like them, they leave me as soon as things start to have settled. Story of my life. I verbalise my feelings for him or our relationship, and things go downward from there. Start to, that feeling when you think it's serious and you're thinking, oh, he's the one. He's definitely the one. And you're daydreaming about what the rest of your life together will be like with the kids, the marriage, the retirement, death, crying over each other's caskets when each of us kicks the bucket. Well, no, that's silly because the way I phrased it, that implies that our cadavers are crying over each other and it would only be one of us, wouldn't it? Otherwise, well, that would be stupid, but you get the idea.
So, basically, he's your partner.
Yeah, exactly.
How long have you been together for?
6 months so far. Fingers crossed I don't fuck it up, right? but yeah, this one's actually been pretty stable, considering the guys I've been with before. He's good to me, a lot nicer than... He knows how to deal with me, with my baggage. The extra things, you know?
No, I don't know.
So, how have you been? You getting up to anything special?
Well, I just started my first year at university, so that's been keeping me busy. I never actually thought I'd get to this stage, so I'm pretty pleased with myself.
Wait, you be 25 now, right?
Yes.
That's a bit late to start, right? Not to be judgmental or anything, but it must be a bit weird being the only adult in the room.
Everyone's an adult at university.
No, I know, but you're the only grown up, You've got over the angsty teen phase whilst all these other students must be slumming through it right now. I mean, it must be kind of weird being a mature student, got different priorities and everything. It must be... I'm just surprised you didn't go earlier, when it would have been more normal for you, if that makes sense.
Oh, not everyone could swan off to Cambridge University the first year they could, Enola.
You know about Cambridge then?
Heard about it from Catherine and Rhea. Good for you.
Yeah, I actually worked quite hard to get in. It wasn't easy.
I bet it wasn't.
You still speak to Catherine and Ray then?
Occasionally. But if I'm honest, there's not really much we have in common anymore.
What about Shanti and Alice?
So they stopped being friends with us. After you left school, there just wasn't much to connect us as a group. We all went our separate ways. Shanti found herself with another group, whatever that's supposed to mean, and Alice, well,
What?
Alice was a bitch.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, just a bit.
Not the worst bitch in the world, but enough to make us keep our distance.
Oh, God. Sometimes I wish I never left. It feels like I missed out on so much.
Yeah, well, I sometimes wonder if you were ever there at all.
What do you mean?
You seemed like you left before you left. Like, you never really wanted to be friends with us. You seemed to have a particular issue with me.
Yeah, well, that's just life, isn't it? We're not the same people that we were when we were 13. Things change. That's normal.
Yeah, but you seemed to change before everyone else did. As in, everyone stayed friends for as long as they could. It didn't work out, which is fine. It's not anyone's fault. People grow apart. Things happen, that's for sure. But I got the impression that you always seemed to think you were better than us. And you wanted to move on from us all as soon as you could.
Are we really getting into this now, Emily?
You were the one who messaged me.
Yeah, because I just wanted to know how you were doing. I hadn't seen you for a long time, and I was thinking, and I guess I felt bad about how things ended up between us, and I just, wanted to reach out to you.
Because you felt sorry for me.
No, look, I heard that you hadn't been doing well. Catherine and Rhea, they told me that you'd disappeared from school, and they didn't know what happened, where you'd gone. They had their own conclusions, as did I, but it was never about feeling sorry for you. Not like that at all. Anyway, you were the one who wanted to meet up, and you didn't have to do that at all.
Yeah, I guess I did.
So why? What did you want to talk about?
Things that would be difficult to talk about over text.
What do you mean?
Not easy to tell someone you ruined your life over Messenger, is it?
Just because you feel it's true doesn't make it true, Emily.
Oh, it sort of does. These feelings correspond to some real things that happened in my life, and frankly, you have no right telling me otherwise, Enola.
No, I'm not getting into these stupid arguments with you again.
What stupid arguments?
This! I'm not rehashing the type of arguments we had over 10 years ago where I'd make some vague statement and you'd steadfastly oppose and we'd argue against each other. And even if at some kind of point you never concede and you continue to argue against me just for the sake of it, just to belittle me in front of everyone else.
Now who's being dramatic?
I think you have so much nerve. Inviting me to sit down here with you just so you could chat shit to my own face about what a terrible human being I am. That's just a new low. And besides, I could easily say the same thing to you.
What? That I ruined your life?
You weren't exactly the nicest person to me. What?
Sorry, it's just a bit rich when a middle-class Cambridge graduate who works in marketing is telling you how much you've ruined her life.
What? So just because I went to some uni, that means that I don't get to have a life anymore? I don't get to feel nothing about anything?
You just uttered a grammatical error that's beyond preposterous. Not exactly fitting for a Cambridge education, is it?
Well, with the greatest respect, you've mentioned it more times than I have by this point. You were the one who brought it up, Emily, so don't fling your shit in my front garden.
Is that actually an expression?
I don't know, I just made it up. Look, whatever, I don't know what your issue is and why you have this grudge against me. But I don't have to put up with this. I'm leaving. Good luck with the rest of your life.
Why did you stop being friends with me?
What?
I need to know why you stopped being friends with me. Because that's when things started to go wrong.
I'll tell you. But no more of this you ruined my life shit. I'm not to blame for how you turned out no more than you are for me. Understood?
Yeah, okay.
Look, I have no idea what you're like as a person now. I'm sure you're nice and lovely and whatever, but I didn't feel at the time that you were the nicest person to me.
What did I do?
Are you going to let me finish or what? We had really fun times. Really, really fun times. And for a while, for a year, I think, yeah, that's must have been how long it was. You were my best friend, hands down. I felt I could be stupid and weird and outrageous with you. And in every close friendship I've had since, I've been trying to have that same dynamic that we had. Because it did mean a lot to me. And I was really happy. And I hope you were happy too.
Yeah, I was. I felt the same.
The thing that changed, well, there were little things you did that annoyed me and really got to me. I didn't want to cause a fuss or anything because it didn't seem like a big deal, and it wasn't in the whole scheme of things, but I was getting bullied quite badly, if you can remember. And sometimes girls would literally say something to my face, like pus face or spotty, or sometimes, and this hurt the most, ugly. Because you can't be ugly if you're a girl, can you? You just can't.
Your skin looks better now, by the way. I meant to say before.
Yeah, well, that's what hundreds of pounds worth of chemical facial peels and serums get you.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Carry on.
So yeah, there were those comments. Or there were the other times when they just come up to me telling me how weird I am and how no one likes me. And they'd said this to me, and you just stand there saying nothing. The other girls were complicit too. Catherine and Rhea did shit, and Alice, well, we all know Alice had it in for me all along. But you'd say nothing, and it was almost like you enjoyed seeing me get belittled like that. Because, well, we weren't exactly the popular girls, or the girls everyone wanted to go out with, so I always felt in those moments you could pretend to be better than someone else for a while.
Yeah, I guess that sounds about right.
And, you know, things happen in my personal life. Things changed when I was 15. What a shitty year. It's just gone downhill from there.
With your grandma dying.
Well, there was that, but other things.
Like what?
I don't want to tell you. I can't. So yeah, all this stuff was happening, and you were still at it, not doing anything when people would be mean to me. And lately you started joining in on the pile-ons and saying mean stuff too, expecting we could still be friends after that. Close friends at that. And I remember it so clearly. Just look at you one day as it was happening, and I thought, I can't take this anymore. This girl is supposed to be my friend, and here she is, treating me like a personal punching bag, like I'm that small to her. That's when I decided I wasn't going to be mates with you anymore.
You remember it that clearly?
I remember the end of every friendship I've had. It's like that. I go through best friends faster than toxic boyfriends. What?
Sorry. It's just.
What?
It's just quite a funny image. It's nothing. Carry on.
Is that funny to you?
No, it's really nothing. I was just being stupid. Please go on.
And the mean girl shit continues to this day.
What? Enola, it was an accident. I genuinely thought you were joking.
Okay, see, this is what I mean when I talk about you're still playing these stupid games. Urgh!
I'm not playing any games with you.
You have a lot of nerve saying that. As soon as I came in here, something was off with you. I should have known it from the start. You're still up to your old tricks. And the absolute arrogance of you to say to me that I was the one that ruined your life. I ruined your life? What about me? What about all the shit I had to put up with you? The way you'd act with me, then act with them in the group. Like, you couldn't stand me sometimes. The way you soaked it up every time someone told me what an ugly thing I was. The way you... What? You don't think I noticed when you subtly raised your eyebrows at me because I'm just so fucking weird to you, aren't I? You obviously still look down on me, so why should I bother with this?
I'm sorry.
What?
That's what you wanted from me, right? An apology?
What in God's name are you on about?
Remember when we had that crisis meeting with the teachers and they were trying to repair our friendship, get us to talk? You must have still cared then, right? You must have wanted to retrieve something of what we had. And you wanted me to apologise, but I didn't. Well, I'm apologising now. I can see that I really hurt you and I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry.
You're a bit fucking late. 10 years to be exact.
I can't make it up to you. I can't give you those years back. I can't. I knew what they were doing was mean, and yes, you're right. I enjoyed it. It made me feel good because you had this big personality and you were so unstoppable. And seeing you cut down like that, it was really satisfying.
You want to rub it in anymore, or?
No, I'm just saying it makes sense. What happened? What you did. It's all so much clearer now.
Well, thanks. I can't really say that I accept it. Not on the moment. I don't know, you can't just say something so late and expect it to mean anything at this point. Because yeah, you finally realised, but you should have known back then. And even now, I've been carrying all this hurt, and I know I seem like a career woman now. I know I seem like I have the perfect life. I'm not saying that because I'm cocky. I'm not cocky. I'm not, but I'm just telling you this because I'm still struggling with this. I still struggle forming relationships and friendships, and Chris didn't even realise how depressed I was until I had a nervous breakdown 3 months into our relationship. And yes, before you correct me, because I know you're precise about these medical terms, I know it's not a proper medical term, but it was one. It was essentially a breakdown. Oh, yeah, I'd say it's already, and I'm only 25. I'm on my last life. I might get hospitalised on my next one. If
Enola, what's wrong? Can we get some water? Please? Everything's okay. Just breathe. Come on. Do it with me. In and out. Here we go.
That's... How did you know what to do?
A lot of experience with panic attacks. I learned how to control it in therapy.
So, you
Yeah, I have it too.
Have you managed to get treatment?
Yeah, I have good days and bad days, same as anyone else. But I've learned how to live with it now, and it's the best I can do.
I haven't got to that stage yet. I've tried everything. Yoga, medication, therapy, hypnosis, Pilates, which is essentially an up-itself version of yoga, retreat, shamanism.
Shamanism?
Yeah.
I didn't realise shamanism was still a thing.
It's a Mongolian thing. My mum's family is full of shamans. Well, that's wrong. It's a Mongolian tradition, unless some middle-class Western appropriates it to teach housewives how to feel again.
You can't keep on blaming us for what happened. I'm not doubting that bullying hurt. I'm not. But we can't keep holding each other accountable for everything.
You never said what you felt I did to ruin your life.
Not much point going into it now, is there?
No, I want to know. It obviously stayed with you.
Yeah. I guess I noticed how you drifted apart from me. It wasn't as subtle as that. I just remember one day us being friends, and the next day you barely talking to me, even looking at me. I was so confused. I didn't understand what I'd done wrong. No, that's a lie. I knew what I did. I knew that I wasn't being kind to you and that I wasn't being a friend to you, but I thought that because you were so pliant before that you'd always be. And I just took that for granted. And then when you stopped talking to me, I didn't really know what to do. Everyone naturally had pairs in the group, and it was always you and me up until that point. You're one of the first friends I made at Marlowe. I thought you'd always be there. And you weren't, and I didn't know where my other half had gone.
I didn't know you felt that strongly about it. I just thought that I was some kind of filler to you.
You always meant a lot to me. Just why it hurt when you just ghosted on me. Not ghosted as in virtually, but you just disappeared like that. And I never felt that I got to talk to you properly again. It would have been fine if you just left it at that. I would have moved on, and Betty and I had started to become friends, although we've fallen out of touch too. But you did kind of push it a bit. You know, sharing your dirty laundry about me with the other girls, trying to turn them against me, blowing it up so everyone was in our business. And I get it. I noticed they were nosy. They wanted to know what was going on, but you didn't have to do that.
I know. I regret it. And I stopped talking about it after a while.
You didn't. You may have stopped talking about it, but you still acted like a bitch to me. I'm sorry, but you were just going out of your way to exclude me and make a big show of parties you were having without me, cropping me out of pictures on Instagram and Facebook like I didn't exist to you. And I didn't understand why you couldn't have just ignored me.
I guess I just wanted to know what you felt. When you felt superior over me. I wanted to know how that felt too. I don't have an excuse. I don't. I could say a million things about this and that, and there are things I haven't even told you and that I haven't even admitted to myself yet. I'm not going to do that. I'm not. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I just hope you're okay now. I hope you've managed to move on past all that.
It's okay. I'm sorry too. And I don't know what things are like now. I don't know what your next school's like or your new friends, but I just hope you had a better time than you did before.
Oh, that was such a fucking joke. My whole memories of school are awful. I hated it.
Really? Was it that terrible?
Yeah, it was. I left Taiwan to escape, you bitches, and went to a place that had even more of them. Oh shit, I've got to go. I said I'd be meeting Chris later.
Oh, okay.
I'm really sorry that I have to rush off, but take care, okay?
Do you want to see each other again?
You want to meet again?
Yeah. Why not?
I don't know, Emily. Is that a good idea?
It really means a lot to me that we've been able to reconnect, and I wouldn't mind talking to you again.
Look, I've really got to go, but we will talk. I'll text you, okay? And we'll talk about it.
Okay. Sounds good.
I'll see you soon.
See you. Bye, Annie.
You've been listening to Emily and Enola, written by Anna Trowby, directed by Mojola Akinyemi, starring Cecile Taylor as Emily and Anna Trowby as Enola. Released as part of the Marlowe Society's Hatch lineup. Do go check out some of our other shows on the YouTube channel, and I very much hope you enjoyed listening.